Have you ever pictured a virtual assistant? Not just some simple chatbot, but, one that genuinely knows what to do. Imagine this. Just effortlessly managing client relationships, maybe perfectly scheduling meetings, drafting and sending emails. All of it sparked from just a simple natural language chat command. This isn't some distant science fiction anymore. Today, we're diving deep into the art and, well, the science of making that dream a tangible reality. Welcome back to the deep dive. Our focus today is on unpacking a really practical guide. Build your AI assistant. Google Sheets, Calendar, Gmail with N8N. Our mission for you is pretty clear: to demystify the process of constructing your very own powerful AI agent. Think of it like an intelligent co-pilot, one that can transform those everyday repetitive administrative tasks into seamless automated actions. We're going to navigate this journey together. We'll start from setting up the foundation, then giving your AI a brain that understands you, then connecting it securely to your whole Google ecosystem, and finally exploring its huge real-world potential, and of course touching on important security stuff.
Yeah, and this deep dive is truly for anyone who's even remotely curious about the power of automation. It doesn't matter if you consider yourself a seasoned tech wizard who loves to tinker, or if you've literally never touched a line of code in your life, you're definitely in the right place. Our goal is to help you gain genuinely actionable knowledge and quickly, allowing you to discover those aha moments,
Hmm.
the ones that make complex topics just click. We're talking about a real shortcut here to becoming remarkably well-informed in this space without the usual information overload. Let's really dig into this.
Absolutely. Let's kick things off with the ultimate vision for this project. Building an AI agent that can act as your personal mini CRM, your customer relationship manager. Think about the simple commands you could give it, like add a new client named ABC Corp, contact a Sarah Johnson, or
Mhm.
maybe do I have any client meetings scheduled for next week with marketing solutions? It's not just about executing simple, rigid commands. It's about the AI understanding your intent, your natural language, and then taking intelligent action. That's the real power.
Exactly. And the unsung hero, the magic bridge making all this possible without needing to write complex code, is a tool called N8N. It stands for node to node, apparently. And it's essentially a powerful workflow automation tool. You can imagine it like a huge set of digital Lego blocks. Each block or node performs a specific function. You just snap these blocks together visually to connect different applications and services. It really removes that technical barrier, putting sophisticated automation right at your fingertips.
So getting started with this digital Lego set is surprisingly straightforward. You just head over to NAN.IO and you can sign up for a free trial. It's a quick process, just your name, email, password, and boom, you're in.
Mhm.
It really democratizes access to these powerful tools.
Right. Once you're inside the N8N interface, the first thing you'll do is create what's called a workflow. Think of a workflow as like a detailed instruction manual for your AI, a step-by-step sequence of operations. Within that workflow, you add these functional building blocks we mentioned called nodes. Each node does a specific action: receiving a message, talking to a spreadsheet, sending an email, stuff like that. They are the individual gears in your automation machine.
And the very first node you'll likely want to snap into place, that's usually a chat message trigger. This node isn't just some static icon, it's the listening post for your AI. It creates a simple chat interface right within N8N, or you can hook it up to things like Telegram. That's where you'll type your commands. It acts as the starting gun, basically, receiving your text, kicking off the whole automated sequence you designed. It's perfect for testing as you build too.
Okay, so for someone who's completely new to this, maybe never built any kind of automation before, what's the biggest conceptual hurdle they might face right at the beginning with N8N?
Well, I think it's that initial mental shift, going from thinking about separate apps to visualizing this multi-step flow. All right, so we've got our no-code automation playground set up with N8N. Now let's talk about the actual brain of our AI assistant, the AI agent node. This is where the real intelligence lives. This node is what lets your system understand natural language, figure out your intent, and then intelligently decide which tools or nodes it needs to use to fulfill your request. It's kind of like the central processing unit, the interpreter turning your words into actual steps.
Yeah, and for the chat model itself, the thing powering this AI agent node,
Mhm.
a model like GPT-4o Mini, works incredibly well. It's surprisingly powerful for understanding natural language, and it's also remarkably cost-effective,
Mhm.
which is great. It's really about finding that sweet spot, isn't it? Balancing robust performance with practical affordability. You get a lot of bang for your buck with these smaller, optimized models, perfect for personal productivity tools like this. You can always scale up later if needed.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. And frankly, it's a detail that can absolutely make or break how useful any AI assistant actually is. Adding memory.
Hmm.
Think about it. Without memory, your AI would literally forget everything after just one interaction. Gone. It'd be like trying to have a conversation with a goldfish, just completely frustrating, right? A series of disjointed, one-off questions and answers every single time. And honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, where an AI slowly loses the context over a longer chat. Memory is the key counter to that. It's what gives the AI continuity.
Exactly. So for our purposes, we'll use simple memory with a context window length of, say, 10. This just means it remembers the last 10 exchanges, the last 10 back and forths in your conversation. This is utterly crucial for having coherent, ongoing dialogues. It lets the AI follow a thread, refer back to earlier points, build on previous instructions. It makes it feel much more like a genuine assistant, not just a robotic command processor.
Yeah, right. And you can test this so simply, it's actually kind of fun to see it work. Just open your chat interface, type hello, then immediately follow up with, what did I just say? If the AI says hello or acknowledges your first message somehow, then congrats, your memory is working. It confirms it's holding on to information from previous turns and building that conversational history.
So why is that seemingly small detail memory
Yeah.
so profoundly important for the AI's actual real-world usefulness?
It allows the AI to maintain crucial conversational context. That's vital for handling any multi-step or nuanced task.
Okay, before we can really integrate with Google, Tool Sheets, Calendar, Gmail, we need to set up a secure connection. And we do that through the Google Cloud Console. Now, this might sound a bit technical, maybe a bit intimidating, but I promise you it's totally manageable if you just follow the steps. Think of the Google Cloud Console as your digital gatekeeper, right? It's where you, the owner of your Google data, explicitly grant very specific limited permissions for N8N to access your stuff. You're essentially issuing N8N a highly specialized, secure digital passport for only certain tasks. It ensures privacy and keeps you in control.
That's a perfect way to put it. So the first practical step in this gatekeeping process is creating a new Google Cloud project. You can name it something clear, like N8N Google Integration or whatever makes sense to you. This is like setting up a dedicated, isolated workspace just for this automation. Once you have your project, you'll need to enable the specific APIs you need. APIs are just the instruction sets allowing software to talk. For us, that's the Google Sheets API, Google Calendar API, and Gmail API. Each one grants N8N precise access only to that service. Next, you set up an oath consent screen. This basically tells Google what your app, which is your N8N workflow in this case, is doing and what data it wants to access. It's part of Google's whole security framework. And finally, you create Oath Client ID credentials. Make sure you choose web application for the type. These credentials are your unique, secure keys, your client ID, and your client secret that N8N will use to identify itself to Google.
Right, and here's a really crucial detail. This one often trips people up. It's the redirect URL. This URL doesn't come from Google. It actually comes directly from N8N itself. You'll typically find it when you're setting up a Google-related node inside N8N, maybe a Google Drive node or something. N8N will show you the exact URL. You copy that and paste it back into your Google Cloud credential settings. This unique URL is absolutely essential. It ensures secure communication, directing Google's authentication response safely back to your N8N workflow. It's like making sure the digital passport gets returned to the right secure address. Exactly. So once you have those vital pieces, your client ID and client secret, you just paste them into the right fields inside N8N. Then you complete the process by signing in with your Google account right there in N8N. It'll prompt you. This handshake moment, it's powerful. It successfully unlocks all the specified Google services for your AI, allows it to perform actions on your behalf securely and efficiently. It's like you've given your AI the keys to those specific rooms in your digital house.
Okay, so what's the single most important takeaway you want listeners to remember about this, admittedly a more technical setup phase?
It's the essential secure bridge. It connects N8N's automation power directly to your personal Google services.
All right, with those secure connections now firmly established, we get to the fun part. Building our mini CRM, our client management system. This is where the practical application of all that setup really starts to shine and you start to see the immense value.
Precisely.
Yep.
First step, create a very simple Google Sheet. Name it something intuitive, like Client CRM. It just needs some standard columns. Company name, maybe contact person, their email, phone number, and definitely a status column like potential, contacted, active, whatever fits your process. This sheet becomes the central live database for your AI, accessible from anywhere.
Then inside N8N, you add a Google Sheets node. Give it a clear name, something like add or update client. You'll configure its operation to append or update row, and you'll tell it to use company name as the unique identifier for matching existing entries. The beauty here is that your AI, thanks to its natural language smarts, will automatically parse your chat command, add client XYZ, and populate the other values into the correct columns. You're just talking to it, and it's handling the data entry.
Yeah, and here's a smart little detail for automation. You can add a system message to your AI agent node, something like, today's date is now in T. This gives a crucial context for anything time-sensitive. Also, you can set a default rule. If a status isn't explicitly provided for a new client, default it to potential. So if you just say, add a new client, Creative Solutions Inc., contact is Mr. Nam, email name.N8N@cis.com, your sheet gets updated with all that, and the status automatically becomes potential. Simple. You can also set up another Sheets node, maybe call it Search Clients, to instantly pull info when you just ask, tell me about Creative Solutions Inc.
Right. It's not just about pushing data in, it's about pulling what you need out instantly, just through conversation. Now let's talk meeting scheduling. This, for a lot of people, is a huge time saver.
Oh, absolutely. So you add a Google Calendar node. Name it something obvious like add event to calendar. The AI is remarkably smart here. You can say something as natural as schedule a meeting with Mr. Nam for 3 p.m. tomorrow regarding the Creative Solutions proposal.
Yeah.
And the AI will parse 3 p.m. tomorrow into the correct date and time, create the event in your calendar, maybe even add Mr. Nam as an attendee if his email is known. It handles all that complexity for you.
And mirroring that, you can have another Google Calendar node, maybe called Search Calendar. This lets you immediately ask things like, do I have any meetings next week? Or what's on my calendar for Tuesday afternoon?
Yeah.
And you just get an instant, concise summary back. It's like having a hyper-efficient personal assistant just for your schedule.
Whoa. Seriously, just imagine the sheer liberation this offers. The hours you could save, like daily, just by automating these relatively simple but incredibly repetitive tasks across dozens, maybe hundreds of clients or complex projects. It's truly transformative for personal and professional productivity. It shifts your energy from just admin burden to, higher value work.
And finally, rounding out our Google integrations for this example, we have Gmail automation. You add a Gmail node, named straightforwardly, send email. What's particularly powerful here is adding tool descriptions to your AI agent. You can give it rules. For example, you could add a rule like, always end any outgoing email with, best regards, your name. This ensures consistent, professional communication every single time.
Right. Then you simply command it. Send an email to Mr. Nam at nam.nguyen@cls.com to confirm our meeting at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
The AI will intelligently compose a suitable email. It usually figures out a relevant subject line and a polite body, and then it sends it automatically. It's pretty wild how seamless it is, really. From your thought to an executed action, the AI drafts and dispatches it for you.
So looking at what we've just built here, the Sheets, Calendar, Gmail integration, what kind of practical real-world tasks can this specific AI system actually handle for someone right now? It efficiently automates key CRM functions, seamless meeting scheduling, and even personalized email communications, all driven by natural language. Okay, once you get these foundational pieces solid, the real fun starts: customization. Because this system isn't static, it's a flexible framework. Think about more advanced stuff like automatic status updates for clients, maybe triggered when a meeting gets scheduled or an important email is sent, or imagine multi-user assignment if you're collaborating in a team. Your AI could assign clients to different team members directly in your spreadsheet.
Right. And for truly proactive engagement, you could build follow-up planning workflows. You could literally ask your AI, which potential clients haven't I contacted in the last 2 weeks? The system would then scan your CRM data, identify those leads based on dates or status, and surface those insights right back to you. It might even prompt you, hey, want to send a follow-up email to these 3 people. It moves beyond simple automation to genuine, intelligent assistance.
Exactly. Now, if you do hit any snags during your build, and trust me, it happens to everyone, there are some common troubleshooting points. Always double-check that the necessary Google APIs are actually enabled back in your Google Cloud Console. That's a common one. Make sure the memory's session ID is correctly configured, especially if you're using something like Telegram, where each chat needs its own memory. And a frequent culprit for calendar errors, add your time zone to the AI agent's system message, like, my time zone is American New York. Prevents scheduling mix-ups. These little details often matter a lot.
So what's the real power behind being able to customize the system so deeply, to really bend it to your specific needs?
It allows the system to adapt with precision. It fits your unique personal and professional workflows, making it truly yours.
This mini CRM we've built, while incredibly useful, it really is just a starting point, isn't it? The same principles, the same modular approach we've discussed, they apply to so many other areas of your life and work. It's really about identifying those repetitive tasks, the ones that drain your time and, frankly, your energy.
Well, absolutely. Imagine scaling this concept to full-blown project management.
Yeah.
Effortlessly tracking tasks, managing deadlines, coordinating team comms through chat commands, or think about recruitment management, handling new candidate leads, scheduling interviews automatically, sending personalized feedback emails, even content creation, scheduling social media posts, managing editorial calendars, maybe even having the AI pull initial research for articles. And for personal life, think personal expense management, logging transactions just by chatting, categorizing spending, generating quick reports. The applications are nearly limitless, really.
But with great power, as the saying goes, comes great responsibility. And that absolutely includes security and privacy. Especially when you're integrating this directly with your personal Google data, it's paramount.
You got it. It is so crucial to only grant the absolute minimum necessary permissions to your Google services. Avoid giving it God mode access, right? If your AI only needs to read a sheet, don't give it permission to delete your entire Google Drive. Be smart about scopes. Be incredibly cautious with sensitive data like passwords or financial info. Generally best not to store that stuff directly in the workflow unless absolutely necessary and properly secured. Also, just be aware of Google API usage limits, though for personal use, you'll probably rarely hit them. It's more for heavy commercial use. And most importantly, always keep your credentials, like that Telegram bot token if you use one, totally private. Anyone with it could potentially control your bot. Security by design is absolutely key.
So thinking broadly then, just how wide is the actual application of these core AI principles we've explored today?
Virtually any personal or professional automation need you can think of can profoundly benefit from this kind of intelligent, integrated approach.
So, to recap our deep dive today, we've walked through the practical steps of building a pretty sophisticated AI agent. This agent uses natural language to understand what you want and then intelligently manages your Google services, your Sheets, Calendar, Gmail. This isn't just some basic chatbot. It's a genuinely powerful automation tool that can literally save you hours of manual, often tedious, work. The core concept here, the big idea, is really the synergy, connecting these cutting-edge AI capabilities with real-world applications through accessible no-code platforms like N8N. The goal is to build genuinely productivity-enhancing systems that actually work for you.
Yeah, and the flexibility of N8N combined with the power of AI agents is just immense. You can keep expanding your assistant, integrate new services, create even more complex, nuanced workflows. You could tackle bigger, more challenging organizational tasks as you get more comfortable. This deep dive was really just the first foundational step into maybe constructing your future of personal productivity. So with this newfound understanding, these powerful tools now at your disposal, what will you create next? Just imagine the sheer liberation. Automating the mundane stuff frees up your mind, your valuable mental bandwidth for true creativity, for strategic thinking, for innovation. This isn't just about mastering new tools. It's really about fundamentally reshaping how we engage with our work, maybe even our daily lives. One smart, intuitive command at a time. Outro music.